and evaluate steps for this problem for the merge interval problem with the solution I just created. So I created some test cases here. There's going to be 2, 3, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 4, 6. And the goal would be for this to merge into 1, 3, because so it should sort it first, and then because it should take the 1, and then it should end on the 3. The highest number between those two intervals is 3, so it should become 1, 3, and then with 4, 6, and 5, 7, it should become 4, 7. All right, and I'm just going to walk through the first case. Just make sure it's the right answer. Okay. So it's going to take this merge function that's being called and creates these 4 variables in a list, 4 intervals in a list with 2 elements each. And the first thing it does is it sorts the elements in the proper order, starting by the bottom, by the first number, first element. Okay, so then it's going to create an empty array box, and it's going to go and check the length of the intervals variable to make sure if it's more than 0, then it's going to start appending it to box. And then here this variable checks if the length of box is more or equal than 2, and then it's going to go through those functions, but it's not, so it's going to go back to increase the I variable to 1, and then get the next variable, which is going to be this box here, this 2, 3. So the first input into box array was the 1, 3. So this is going to technically be the previous variable, and 2, 3 is going to be the current variable, as you'll see. So the previous start should be 1, and then it should be 3, and the current start should be 2, and then the current end should be 3. And now what it's checking is to see if the current start, which is 2, current start, that's the last interval element, which is the 2, current start. It wants to check if it's less than the previous end, which is 3, and if it is, it's going to update the end variable for the previous element. So it'll change that 1, 3 to the highest max current end versus previous end, and then it's going to get rid of the most recent element, which is the 2, 3 box, just like that, and then it's going to add a new variable, new interval, which is going to be this 4, 6. So now we're going to be comparing the interval of 1, 3 with interval of 1, 4 as we step through. So the previous is going to stay the same here as 1, 3, and the current will be 4, 6. 1, 3, and current will be 4 and 6. And so we're basically checking the again, we're checking the current start, which is going to be the 4, and we're checking whether it is smaller than the 3, and it's not, so it skips over it. And now it's going to add another interval to the box, if there is one, which there is, so 5, 7. So because now we added a new variable to the box, new interval to the box 5, 7, we're going to compare the previous variable now becomes 4, 6. So the previous start will be 4, previous end will be 6, and then the current end is going to be 5, 7. So we're really, it feels like we're looking at a window of just 2 elements at a time. And so now checking the, you can see the second element here. So current start is going to be the 5, and the previous current start is the 5. The previous end is the 6. So if the 5 is less than the 6, which it is, it's going to get the largest element between these two intervals, and it's going to add it to the first element in the list right now, which is considered 4, 6. And so that'll turn it to 4, 7, and then get rid of the 5, 7. And then we're going to go through one more time. There's no more variables, so it goes back to print, and it prints the answer out as 1, 3, and 4, 7, which is the correct answer. I'm going to go through checking the other elements in the list. Make sure these are all right. And this one should be 1, 8. That one becomes 1, 8. This one should be 1, 5. Yep. And let's see, this one should be 1, 6. 1, 6, and 8, 10, I believe. Yep. And this one should be 1, 3, merges on the 3, so 1, 3, then 4, 6, 4, 7. So 1, 3, and 4, 7, I believe. All right, perfect. And so that seems to be working. And going through here, because there's a for loop and it goes through a list of intervals, that would be an O of n. But because there is a sorted, because it gets sorted, that's O n log n. So because that one takes longer, that would be the more dominant one. So here it would be O of n log n for time complexity. And that is it.